All right, there was a new witness called by the defense this time around. They spoke to her first time around, but did not call her. She was a Canton police officer. Kelly Dever is her name. She's now a Boston police officer. So she went from Canton to Boston. Boston Police Department is where Brian Albert, the owner of 34 Fairview, works. But the defense called her for a very specific reason, because of what she told FBI investigators she saw on the day that John O'Keefe's body was found, what she saw at the Sally Port at the Canton Police Department. And then Alan Jackson questioned her. Now, Alan Jackson called her as his witness, so he couldn't lead her, but it was clear she didn't want to testify, and that what she saw, or told the FBI she saw, she's now saying that she didn't see. Take a listen.
Did you observe something in the Sallyport garage on January 29th, 2022 that you found unusual, that stuck out in your mind?
Given factual information that makes it so I know I did not, no.
So the answer is no.
Correct.
Do you remember being interviewed on August 9th, 2023?
I do.
That was by a separate law enforcement agency, correct?
Yes.
Two separate law enforcement agents, is that right?
Yes.
And you were advised during the course of that interview on August 29th of something, correct?
Can you rephrase that?
I'm sorry, August 9th.
So what was I advised of? Can you rephrase that?
Sure. Were you advised that lying to those officers would be a crime?
So it was a willing conversation. I've spoken with their legal team. Because of the fact I was provided factual information that showed a statement of mine was a false memory, it was not a lie. Therefore, I made it in good faith, and I retracted given information that it could not be accurate.
Did you tell those law enforcement agents on August 9th, 2023, that you saw Brian Higgins and Chief Berkowitz go into the Sallyport together and alone with the SUV for a wildly long time?
That was my recollection at the time.
So you did say that?
At the time, that is what I recollected.
Okay.
I mean, fascinating testimony, but very unusual, awkward, uncomfortable, but important. It's about the opportunity for someone to get to that tail light, specifically Brian Higgins and former Chief Ken Berkowitz. That's where the defense wants to go with this. And that brings us to the next question in our investigation, and it's all about the testimony of this officer. Did Kelly Dever see Brian Higgins and Ken Berkowitz in the Sallyport? Her initial statement was that she did for a wildly long time. Then she came to the conclusion that that was a false memory. We need some help. A lot of help here. Here to help us answer this question, criminal defense attorney Sydney Rushing is with us. Also with us, body language expert and analyst Scott Rouse. All right, thank you both for being here. Scott, I just want you to tell us what we just saw there. There was a lot going on with her. What are your thoughts about the way she was testifying and talking about this false memory?
This is a controlled answer. This is something she's rehearsed. She's apparently talked to somebody who's walked her through this. This isn't the first time that she said all these things. You get the idea of what you need to say, and then you structure it as you're hearing the actual question. Excuse me, because the question won't be specifically like you expect it to be. So she's prepared for this. She's been prepared for this, I believe. And a lot of the body language you're seeing on there, well, a lot of people will confuse this for someone who's being deceptive. We're not seeing somebody be deceptive. We're just, in parts of it, we're just seeing someone who is giving a controlled and prepared answer.
There's another big issue here because she went from working for Canton and then went to the Boston Police Department, and prior to the first trial had a meeting with the commissioner, the Boston PD police commissioner. That's a big deal. That's a big job. She's a rookie with the Boston PD. Let's take a look at that back and forth.
Did you have a conversation with anybody in the commissioner's office at Boston Police Department?
Not about anything malicious.
I didn't use the word malicious. Why do you say malicious?
I had a conversation, but it was my department saying, regardless of what I need to say on the stand, they support me.
Did you tell the defense that when you were called up to the commissioner's office, he told you two things? Commissioner Cox told you, number one, the Boston Police Department supports you, and Officer Deaver, do the right thing.
So he said my name correctly. He said Dever. And
That's my mistake. Let's see, like, you want me to repeat the question so I get
So,
that right?
Mr. Jackson, let's go ahead and answer, please.
yes, and he said nothing with the intent of guiding me one way or the
I didn't ask you
other.
what his intent was, madam. I asked you what he said to you. What were his words to you?
That he supports me.
And?
Just wanted me to tell the truth up here.
And his words were, do the right thing, correct?
I don't recall.
Okay, Scott, this is so significant here. Are you sensing, is there any deception? What's going on here? Because this is a big issue for the defense, because their obvious implication is that the commissioner is telling her, listen, you got to be careful about what you say here. Don't get another police officer in trouble. That's the implication. What are you seeing from Officer Dever?
This is a lot of frustration, I think, and it's even though her answers are prepared, the attorney in a situation like this will craft their vernacular and structure their sentences and questions to be aggressive, to get the person they're talking to knocked off their game a little bit. And I think it's working here. So of course she's trying not to be aggressive back, but she's more of an alpha person, obviously, since she's a police officer. So she's trying to keep that under control at the same time while she's trying to give the answer that she's supposed to give during this. So as far as being deceptive, I'm not really seeing any deceptive cues, but I am seeing someone being she's guarding what she says and how she says it. Not from a body language perspective, but she's being very careful with every word she says. And we can see her structuring that and thinking about those answers when she pauses for a minute and looks away from the attorney. So I'm not seeing deception here, but that doesn't mean there isn't any. There are just, in my opinion, I'm not seeing any cues of deception here. She's just delivering the information that, in other words, she's supposed to give. And I think that's what's happening.
Let's take a listen to one more here. And this was a big, big piece of her questioning by Alan Jackson.
My entire job revolves around what I say on the stand right now. If I was to lie, I lose my job. I lose everything. I'm here to tell the truth. I cannot lie while sitting on the stand.
If you agree that what you said to those two law enforcement agents on August 9th, 2023, you would be implicating not one, but two police officers, law enforcement officers, correct? If you agreed with what you said in August 2023 on this witness stand, you would be implicating two officers, fellow officers, correct?
So I'm confused as to what you're asking.
You've now indicated that what you told to law enforcement agents in August of 2023 was a lie.
No.
If you agreed with that statement here on the witness stand, you would be implicating two officers as having been in the Sally Port, weirdly, for a wildly long time with the SUV, implicating not one, but two fellow officers, correct? That's what you would be doing.
It's not possible I saw
If
that.
you agreed with me, would you be implicating the reputations of two officers?
If I was to lie, then yes.
Do you recall us telling you that we were looking for the truth about your objection comments?
I'm going to allow it.
That we were looking for the truth.
Which I gave you, yes.
Did you also say on that phone call something to the effect of, I know you're going to tear me a new one because I'm changing my testimony?
Changing, no. But you're trying to do that.
Did you say, I know you're going to tear me a new one?
It's what you're trying to do, so yes.
Actually, what you said was, you're going to tear me a new ass, didn't you?
I don't recall that, so that's putting words in my mouth.
I'm not asking you to put words in your mouth. I'm asking you if you remember saying that during that phone call. Oh, I know
recall.
you're going to tear me a new ass.
I don't recall.
Okay. But you do remember saying something to the effect of, I know you're going to tear me a new one, right?
Yes.
That was some phone call. That was before the first trial. And Officer Dever, not called in that first trial, called in the second trial. And there was an allegation really made by her as she's testifying that she was threatened by the defense. Take a listen.
Did they threaten to put you in jail when you told them about your mistake?
No, I even spoke with the legal team and they said that I made a comment in good faith. There was absolutely no way that I could be charged with anything of being malicious.
What were they looking for you to say?
They were looking for me to say that I saw Higgins and Berkowitz in the garage with the car.
Did you share with them that that wasn't an accurate memory?
Yes,
How did they respond?
they became very aggressive, raised their voices, and the one word that I can very definitely remember is they said that they would charge me with perjury.
When you told the defense you had made a mistake about your memory, did they pressure you?
Yes,
Did they pressure you to say something other than the truth?
yes, they wanted me to repeat a lie at that point, given it would have been with malicious intent to repeat it.
Wow. Things got very, very heated inside the courtroom. So there's an allegation from the witness against the defense team. Brings us to the next question in our investigation. Did the defense threaten Kelly Dever? Was that a threat? Here to add context to our investigation, attorney, former prosecutor Catherine Loftus, and body language expert and analyst Scott Rouse. Scott, this part of the testimony a little bit different. What are your thoughts about what we were seeing there from Officer Dever?
We're seeing a combination of things here. A lot of people will tell you, oh, when you shake your head no as you're saying yes, it means they're being deceptive. When they're saying yes and they're saying no, they're being deceptive. She's using a lot of illustrating with her head. And usually when these things happen, you're saying, even though you're saying no, you say, I didn't do it. Those are affirmation nods. And you say, yes, I did. You'll notice they'll go in time with what's happening. Well, we have a bobblehead going on here. She's going up and down and all around, and that lets us know that psychologically she's not locked on to her answer and what she's saying. So that's the part that bothered me. I'm not so sure she buys the part about having a false memory, is why I'm saying that. She's uncomfortable about talking about that. I think probably because she is under the impression it sounds odd to say that, because how many times do you hear that? I hear that quite often, but I'm sure the nobody else there hears that very often at all. So I'm under the impression that even though her answers are controlled and she's been prepped and ready to go, that really bothers me there. If I was interrogating her, I would start there and start questioning from there, because there's a whole lot of behavior that's odd going on there, especially with the bobblehead happening. There are the yeses and nos and backing up.
Yeah.
It looks odd to me.
Scott, how does the position she's in impact the way she presents herself? She's a young officer in the middle of this huge case where law enforcement has been accused of doing wrong things, and she's spoken with the commissioner. She knows there's a lot at stake here.
Quite often when you have a situation like this, especially with a younger officer or someone who was a rookie at the time, and now she hasn't been on that long, she hasn't been on the force that long, you're dealing with a hierarchy there. And you've got to go by the codes, whatever they are, of that hierarchy as you go along, so you don't get dismissed and get things knocked out of your purview of things happening for you as you go through the ranks. So she's probably got that on her mind as well. So a lot of this is frustration and worry we're seeing. We haven't seen her panic yet.
No panic, but I'm panicking because we're out of time, unfortunately. Scott Rouse, great to have you on the program. Catherine Loftus, always great to see you.